up on BLC News, Bethany celebrates the 15th anniversary of Luthapalooza, an update on Bethany's baseball and softball teams, plus an exclusive interview with a cast member from the spring play Above Board. All that and more coming up on this edition of BLC News. Welcome to BLC News on KTV. I am your host, Anna Meyer. On Sunday, April 24th, was the 15th anniversary of Luthapalooza. It was a fun afternoon filled with food, games, and live music. Unfortunately, due to weather, it was moved from Sibley Park into Bethany's South Gym. However, the fun and the festivities went on. This year, 4 different acts were featured: the Last Man's Club, Bethany's Drumline, the Withers, and the legendary Midlife Crisis. Luthapalooza offers people the chance to get to hear music they aren't familiar with from people they know.
Luthapalooza. I came here because my lovely friend Angela Tim came and invited me to come and enjoy Luthapalooza. I was here freshman year. I think it's really fun to be able to hang out with friends and eat food and listen to the amazing new music that I don't really get to hear every day. So,
on Friday, April 29th, all families with kids in kindergarten through 6th grade came out to Bethany's Family Fest. They enjoyed a night of food, games, a bonfire, and more with their loved ones. It ran from 5:30 to 8 in the Sports and Fitness Center, and at 6, featured entertainers began. With the school year winding down and summer plans taking shape, we had the chance to sit down with President Pfeiffer and talk with him about his thoughts on his first year on campus.
I had a lot of really good favorite first year experiences, but you know, one that I'm really passionate about is sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ with students. And so one thing that really excited me was getting to see all those baptisms this year in our Trinity Chapel. It's humbling to think that Bethany can be used as an instrument used by God for His purpose to help kids come to faith in Jesus. So that was really cool to see that happen. I also see more majors coming on in the next couple years, which I think will attract more students. Of course, nursing is coming on board. We've got online courses starting next year, so I'm excited about that. And boy, there's just a lot of things coming up that are really exciting for the campus.
The last 2 weekends, Bethany put on the world premiere of the play Above Board. It was written by our very own Pete Bladel and Emily Kimball and directed by Pete Bladel. It was a romantic comedy, featured magic and misunderstanding, deception and truth, love, and viral videos. If you missed out on the opportunity to see the show, check out accessktv.org for when the recording will re-air on KTV later this year. Coming up, we'll take a look at the set of Above Board and talk with one of the cast members. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at what's going on in Bethany's sports department with Lucas Dorton. Plus, Jeremiah and Callie share their thoughts on Disney's Jungle Book. Don't go anywhere.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back. Now it's time for sports with Lucas Dorton. Thanks for joining us, Lucas.
No problem, Anna.
So the sports spring seasons are coming to a close real fast. What can we expect?
Both of the teams have had their struggles this year, but they look to rebound and finish the season strong. The 2016 Bethany baseball season is winding down quickly, and while the team's record isn't what they were hoping for, the Vikings remain hopeful for a strong finish as they build their core.
Well, we started the season off pretty well. We had some rough patches in there in between like every other team. We've come together as a team, given that the fact that we're so young. I think it's very important that we have that connection between teammates.
We got a very young team, so I know we still have this year to finish, but we're all already excited for next year. Only losing one guy, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do the best we can and get better.
The team has its final home games on May 2nd and 4th. Be sure to follow them on blcvikings.com. The softball team came into the season with high hopes, with many returning players. However, the season has not gone as planned for the Vikings. Bethany finished the season in 7th place in the UMAC. Players reflect on a season that fell short of their expectations.
So honestly, our season hasn't gone as well as we expected. I think there's been a lack of confidence on the field and thinking we can't compete with the teams we're playing against. But we have a really young team. We're only losing 2 seniors, so hopefully next year we can come back even stronger than we were this year.
The track and field team is approaching their final meets of the year, and they have been experiencing some success lately, as senior Luke Hahn and sophomore Carrie Marzinski earned UMAC Player of the Week honors for their performances a few weeks ago. And that's a look at Bethany sports.
Wow, the seasons really are winding down fast.
Yeah, they are for sure, but both teams, like I said before, are hoping to try and finish the season strong.
Coming up after the break, I go above board in an exclusive interview with the Spring Play's lead actor. You're watching BLC News on KTV. Did I look at the right camera?
Having a child should not ruin or destroy a person's life. No matter what type of situation you are in, there is a way to protect not only the child's life, but yours as well. With the help of National Safe Haven Alliance, there are programs and systems in every state to help you and your child. By making this one decision of leaving your newborn child at one of these programs or systems, you are making the right decision of keeping your child safe. By making this choice, not only is the child safe, but so are you. There, they can help your child obtain a loving home. To learn more about their programs and systems, visit nationalsafehavenalliance.org.
Welcome back. I'm here on the set of Above Board, and I'm joined by one of the cast members, David Ramhelt. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So what got you involved in theater at Bethany?
Well, it started way back when I did theater in high school, but I heard that the Peter Pan auditions were going to be, a bigger cast, so I definitely checked that out. And then just the personalities of all of the designers really drew me in and kind of hooked me, and I haven't been able to escape since.
So are you a theater major?
No, I'm actually a biology major.
All right, awesome.
With plans to go into medicine, so.
Wow, exciting. So tell us a little bit about your lead, Nick. You can tell us a little about the character and the plot without any spoilers.
Sure. So Nick is, I don't know, he's really cool in that he has a lot of feelings, he has a lot of emotions, but he doesn't always really know how to say them or how to, put them into words. And so that's kind of a cool thing, I think, for people who are watching, because you can watch them kind of play out across his actions and his words, so to speak. But he doesn't really know that he's feeling that way, and I think that's kind of a really unique and fun character to attempt.
Is this a type of character you've played before, or is it pretty different and a challenge?
I think it's different, but it's it's one that I definitely had to do my homework for. The director sort of pointed me towards some source material that I could take some influences from, and that was really helpful in the developing of the character.
What's it like knowing that you're the first one to play this character and be the part of the first cast to put on this show?
It's a huge honor, but it's also really cool to have the authors, so heavily involved, because they can, kind of elaborate certain aspects of the script and sort of they can change it on the fly to kind of suit our needs, which is something that sometimes you can't do if the authors aren't, present. You can't really change a lot of things. But when they're sitting right there, you can say, well, what if we said it like this instead? And if they like it, then you can actually sort of put a thumbprint on the original performance, which I think is really cool.
So you feel more flexibility rather than pressure?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Very collaborative.
So what's been a favorite memory of the show so far?
Where to begin? I think probably one of my favorite things was in the original script, Pete wanted me to kind of come over and like dump a bowl of cereal on a girl at one point, but it was in the middle of Act 2, so it would make a huge mess. We couldn't really clean it up. So we sort of just filed it away, and it was kind of burning on the back of our minds for a while. And then one day during rehearsal, we were rehearsing the Act 1 finale, and I said to Pete, what if we trashed the set before intermission? And he says, well, what do you have in mind? And so we kind of come up with all these different furniture getting knocked over, papers going flying, et cetera, et cetera. And we talked about, well, what if there's a cereal explosion here? And classic Pete, he goes, let's try it. So we kind of plan it all out, and he opens up a box of cereal, and we just spray the cereal everywhere, all over the set. And we actually ended up keeping it. It was in the actual performance, and I think that was a really fun day, because we all just stopped afterwards and laughed at how messy the set was and just how fun it looked, and that was a really fun part to be part of.
So it's your one shining moment. That was your contribution.
Well,
huh?
I mean, it was definitely a group effort, and everyone had ideas and stuff, but it was kind of cool. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining me today, and congrats on your performance in the show. Coming up after the break, Jeremiah and Callie give their thoughts on Disney's new movie, The Jungle Book. You're watching BLC News on KTV.
Having a child should not end your life or the child's life. Each state has programs in place to ensure the safety and health of a child by allowing you to relinquish the infant. Safe haven locations allow you to relinquish your infant safely and without fear of legal repercussions. No matter the situation, there is a way to help you and your child. The National Safe Haven Alliance promotes the understanding of these situations. For more information, contact the NSHA's toll-free crisis hotline at 1-888-510-BABY.
Hey guys, welcome to BLC Movie Break. I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Callie.
And today we're going to be reviewing The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book pulled in around $350 million, and in the first weekend alone, it pulled in $100 million in its domestic release. It was only bested in the month of April for highest grossing release by Furious 7. That was a lot.
So if you're not familiar with the story, The Jungle Book is about a boy named Mowgli who is raised in the jungle by wolves. After being threatened by a tiger, he makes a journey across the jungle on kind of a journey of self-discovery, and he meets friends and foes along the way. So what did you think of the movie?
I really liked it personally. I thought they did a great job of sticking with the original, but having it have a little bit of a darker tone, more serious, because we all did grow up and we are a little bit older now, and we can do a more serious movie, which is what they're doing with their remakes. They're making them a little darker, a little more serious, straying away a little bit from the Disney 1960s, everything is happy. So I really enjoyed it. The characters were great. Mowgli, played by Neil Sethi, he did a great job. First film, and he was acting with CGI, so I think he did a wonderful job. The character of Blue, played by Bill Murray, he was pretty much just the same as the original. Really fun. I loved it, because he really did just keep the nostalgic feel with it, that he never changed. So that was really nice. The storyline did change a little bit. There was a few minor changes. The ending was a little different. I won't spoil it for you, but it just kept it a little darker than the original was.
Yeah, the remake definitely has a more serious tone to it. I think that's partly because it's a live action remake. Although it's not really live action because it's like 99% CGI.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Neil Sethi did a really good job acting on blue screen, basically in a warehouse, to create this movie. And the animated CGI, it's like totally photorealistic. You're like placed in the jungle with the movie, and the animators did a fantastic job creating the scenes and the animals and all that.
Yeah, the depth was really amazing with the jungle scenes.
You just feel like you're there. It was amazing. And I got to see it in 3D. You saw it in 2D.
I did, yep.
But usually 3D is like a gimmick for me. I don't think it's like that great, but this movie, they did 3D really well. And when the things came off the screen at you, it was like a part of the story and bringing you into the story. It wasn't like just for flashy effects or something. They really did a good job with the 3D for this movie. I mean, overall, it's a more serious movie. It's still fun for the whole family, but I think they did a really good job. This could be one of the best movies of the year, definitely one of the best so far in the year. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. Maybe go see it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely will.
So yeah, this has been BLC Movie Review, BLC Movie Break, whatever we're calling it now. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Callie.
And we'll see you guys next time.
That's all for now. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of the BLC News. Have a great rest of your school year.
And be sure to join us in the fall for our next edition on KTV for BLC News.
Thanks for watching.